At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Mike Krueger here from Weather NorCal. It is Coffee with Krueger. It is just a little after 7 o'clock. 7:01 this morning. I'm 1 minute late signing in to Coffee with Krueger this morning. But you know what? We're all not perfect. It looks like it's going to be much cooler. If you've had a chance to step outside today, and I hope you have, I think you're going to love what you're going to experience, especially if you're in the valley. There's a chill in the air. There's a chill in the air. And boy, it is nice. And of course, it's much cooler in the mountains. And if you're in Crescent City, if you're in Del Norte County, you got some showers out there right now. So yeah, I mean, this is something I've been talking about since last week and really have been talking about this week as well. And it's finally arrived. And I tell you what, it is nice out there. So good morning to you, Tracy. Good morning to you, Chappie, as well. In 9/11, may we never forget. Yes, we cannot forget that. Boy, how many years has it been? You know, I try to think back to when it all happened. I remember where I was, and it was right before I became chief meteorologist at Channel 7. And I was working mornings. So that was, how many years ago? But it's definitely one of those moments where everyone remembers where they were when it happened. So yes, thank you for that reminder, Chappie, for the never forget. And I know that there are all kinds of services out there today. I know there's a sunrise service at the Big Flag on I-5 in Redding, and I'm sure there are others around Northern California as well. And if you know of any, be sure to kind of put them in the section below so people can go or maybe check them out later today. All right, let's get you to today's forecast. Good morning to you, Wanda, as well. Let's get you to Krueger's Quickcast. And again, for those of you that may be new to Coffee with Krueger and Weather NorCal in general, I do Krueger's Quickcast because I'm known for doing long, extensive, detailed forecasts, and it can take a while. Some of you may be in a hurry, so you just want a quick forecast to get you out the door, and that's exactly what we're looking at right here. All right, so let's start off with the radar. Yeah, I'm pulling out the radar, folks. We've got some rain to talk about here in Del Norte County. It's also making its way into extreme northwestern Siskiyou County as well. You see that little bit of green there before the rain hits the coast there, kind of in the mountains of Siskiyou County? That's not rain, but you are seeing that main band of rain kind of pushing through this morning. Nothing in Humboldt County just yet, at least maybe a little bit in northern Humboldt County, but that's about it. And nothing really elsewhere either. But that is all going to change here. So again, you can kind of see a better look at, looks like some more showers, some more moderate showers entering from the north and west. So Crescent City looks like you've got another round of some light showers coming your way. Happy Camp looks like you've seen some showers. And just to the north and west of Wairika, already making its way into the northern central Siskiyou County area. So that typical slant that we see with these showers is pretty much what we're looking at this point. All right, let's take a look at the current conditions out there right now. And there is that chill in the air, especially in the mountains. We're looking at temperatures 40s. A bit of an inversion, though, out towards Shingletown at 58 degrees. 58 for Red Bluff, 62 in Redding, and 59 degrees right now in Chico. Take you off to the west with 53 in Willow Creek and right around 49 for Weaverville and Hayfork. And we got those mid-50s along the coast right now. You can see the visibility, and it is down to about 5 miles. Now, the fog is really not that much of a concern or an issue, but there you can see dry conditions just north of Trinidad in Elk Country. But, of course, you've got the overcast skies there. Now, if we look at, let's get this going here. If we look at Crescent City, yeah, you've got a little bit of fog out there, but look at the pavement. Look at the puddles that you've got there in the parking lot there. So, yes, you've seen some measurable rainfall. Look, there is our friend. Again, I bet you that is, I wonder if it's the same one. I know there are a lot of them, but it seems like this is the third morning in a row this little guy's come by to say hello. And he was even napping 2 days ago. So, well, should we name him? I want you in the section below to give this bird a name. Let's name it, shall we? Because again, this is the third morning in a row. It looks like just in time as we were coming on, he flew up. You look at that. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. So my wife is asking, is it cooling off? Now, you would think, as the wife of the chief meteorologist, she would know what the weather is, but, you know, I don't know. But it is cooling off today. I mean, it's going to be a nice drop in those temperatures, but then it's going to heat up again and then cool off again for the second half of the weekend in particular. So, yes. There he is, hanging out. It's always fun. Don't we all love wildlife? It is fun. All right, let's take you back to elk country, just Silly Seagull. There you go. We'll call him Silly Seagull. Hey there, Silly. How you doing? All right. We do have, of course, going to take you back to elk country, just north of Trinidad, just kind of illustrate again that we are seeing dry conditions there, but I do anticipate to see some showers here later this morning and into the afternoon, but it does not look to be all that heavy. Let's take a look at out the door this morning, and yeah, again, you'll notice it heading out the door. Temperature of around 60 by 8 o'clock this morning. Showers on the coast. Siskiyou County, mainly dry to start off the morning, although we are seeing some of those showers in western and northwestern Siskiyou County, so it just depends on where you are. And then, of course, that's what's interesting about Siskiyou County is kind of that long from west to east county. So a lot of times it's one of those things where the western portion of the county will see the rain first, then eventually the eastern portion of the county sees some of that rain. Of course, eventually Modoc County, dry now, but that will change. And I tell you what, it's going to get more active too. We've got some thunderstorms in the forecast, and this is what the Storm Prediction Center is putting the best chances for thunderstorms. Now, for me personally, I think most of the thunderstorms are going to be in eastern Siskiyou County and all of Modoc County. That's where you're going to see the best chances for thunderstorms. However, we could see a stray thunderstorm in all of the areas shaded in green there. So Bernie, just north of Susanville, even in Del Norte County, you can see a stray thunderstorm as well. But again, most of the activity, I think the heaviest activity, will be in eastern Siskiyou and Modoc County as well. So let's take a look at that on Futurecast. So there you can see 8 o'clock this morning, the showers kind of keep coming in, and then it kind of pushes eastward. So notice what's happening. You see where the thunderstorms are? Mainly in eastern Siskiyou and Modoc County. This is at noon today. Stray showers, isolated showers for Trinity County, for all of the North Coast, for western Siskiyou County, but look at the valley. Look at the mountains east of the valley. Still dry at this point. Now we go into the next couple of hours after that, around 2 p.m. See how we're seeing a few stray showers developing just east of the valley. Bernie, Shingletown, Manton, head out towards Paynes Creek, for example, maybe a stray shower, but look where most of the thunderstorms are, in Modoc County. But we're just not seeing much in Lassen County or Plumas County for that matter. Now, you'll see those thunderstorms as kind of just clipping northern Lassen County. But look to the south of that. It's fairly dry, and not to mention Plumas County as well. So there are some of those showers that we're going to see out there. And then by 10 o'clock tonight, it's gone. And we're looking at drier conditions. Skies are clearing out, and we'll be looking at dry conditions again for tomorrow. Here's what it looks like for today. Mainly sunny skies. You're going to see some of the passing clouds in the valley today with those storms kind of passing through. But you've got, see all the lightning strikes? Don't be concerned about that. That doesn't mean everyone's going to see the lightning strikes, okay? It just means that everyone has that chance. And of course, I just mentioned where most of the thunderstorms are expected to be. You saw that on Futurecast as well. Let's take a look at that 7-day outlook. And again, yes, it is absolutely gorgeous. You know, the normal high is about 94, 95 in Redding. It's going to be 84. It's going to be about 10 degrees below normal. Take a look at Thursday, Friday. See how the temperatures are ticking back up, even into the weekend. But we're going to see another nice drop on Sunday, and an even bigger drop for next Monday and Tuesday in the 70s. 70s for the valley on Monday, Tuesday of next week. Now notice I got the wording chance in there for Monday, Tuesday. You're going to need to stick around for the deeper dive forecast. We're going to talk about why there's a lot of inconsistencies, or should I say why there's a lot of uncertainty on the potential for rain next week. But you see overall for the coast, actually cooling off going into next week in the low 60s. But that roller coaster ride elsewhere, we're seeing, of course, up and down with those temperatures. With the winds, by the way, in the eastern mountains, we could see it blowing some dust. Because as you know, Susanville will not see much in the way of rain, if any. And the winds are kind of gusty, it's dry, and there could be some hazy conditions out there around the Susanville area and even southeast of Susanville area as well. Otherwise, again, talking about that chance for showers for some areas. Okay, taking a quick look at the fires. The Boise fire, 91% contained. This is the latest report coming in from CAL FIRE, just under 13,000 acres at this point. We take it to the Park fire, still at 99% containment. Haven't seen any growth in that acreage. Have seen a little bit of growth in the Bear fire acreage, but also some big containment. Yesterday, I think at this time, I was talking about 45%. Now the Bear fire is at 83% containment. So just really great to see that. They're making some good ground on that. So let's talk about the fire potential for your Wednesday. The lightning is going to be a bit of a concern. There is going to be rain associated with these storms, but there could be dry lightning strikes outside of the main rain cores themselves, and that could be a concern for dry lightning strikes. Now, you'll notice the areas in orange is the wind. Now, the wind thing is, it's going to be windy, okay? So most of us are going to see higher humidity levels. So that's not necessarily a concern. However, when you get on the east side of those mountains, what's happening is the winds are going up the west side of the mountains, okay, higher humidity. But as those winds go down the east side of those mountains, on the what's called the leeward side, the winds are going down the mountain. That air is compressing and heating up, and on top of that, it's drying the air, and that gives you dry conditions. So that really does elevate that fire weather risk. And in fact, the National Weather Service for the fire weather outlook, look at that. Just east of Susanville over Portola too, you're looking at elevated fire risk. And then just east of that, critical. Again, because of those gusty winds that we're going to see in that area. In fact, the Weather Service has issued a red flag warning that just clips the southeastern portion of Lassen County, and of course to our neighboring state in Nevada, not to mention southeastern portions of Oregon. Okay, let's take a look at winds out there right now. They're fairly calm, not that much of an issue right now, but they will be picking up here going through the rest of the morning and afternoon. I mean, take a look at that. I mean, we're seeing gusts 20 and even over 30 miles per hour. And where you're seeing that more elevated fire risk I was just pointing out, look at that. You're seeing reds. That's 40, even 50 miles per hour. That can really dry things out when we're talking about that fire risk. But again, elsewhere, even though it's gusty, the humidity levels are much higher, 20 to even upwards of 36% in the valley. But you'll notice, look at that in east, especially in eastern Lassen and eastern Plumas County. You see those brown colors? That's the very dry conditions that we're seeing in that area. All right, let's take a look at Lake Oroville, and looks like a nice, calm, peaceful morning out on the lake. You know, I can see the attraction to fishing. I'm not much of an angler or a fisherman, but I can see the attraction. It's so peaceful out there, especially a lot of times when they go out early in the morning. Just beautiful. Let's take you out to Main Street, Chico on Highway 32. Not a lot of traffic as usual this morning, but typically we see more traffic there on Highway 99 at Neal Road. The camera's not moving. Oh, there it is. There you can see some of the traffic coming in from that red light. Moving on in. Big line of cars. Gotta love that morning rush hour traffic, right? All right, let's take a look at Sundial Bridge. And of course, you can see clear skies out there this morning. Before we get to that, let's take a look at what everybody's doing this morning. Oh, Krueger. Rado Kelly's saying, oh, let's see if it's still there. Let's go, let's see if our little friend, oh, there he is. He decided to kind of move a little bit farther away from the camera. There he is, way off there. So someone was saying, Silly Seagull. Rowdy is saying we should name him Krueger. I like it. Krueger, like a seagull, but with a little twist of my name in there. And by the way, Rowdy, I'm very impressed with the fact that you said Krue. K-R-U-E-G-U-L-L, because of course it's Krueger is K-R-U-E-G-E-R. So very impressive. But yeah, okay, Krugel, I like that. That's a good one. Silly is good. I like the name George. Chappie's saying, George, that's kind of fun. You know, just, I know people, I actually know someone who, she makes a point of naming her dogs human names, like Charlie or whatever. So that's always fun. George. Okay. We've got Allie Dunn saying, good morning, and I'm loving, we're just going to keep it up with the seagull here because that's fun, with George or Krugel, whatever we want to name him, saying, good morning, loving these cooler temps, Allie. You know, I agree. I just stepped outside before coffee with Krueger and was like, man, oh man, this is nice. This is nice. We got Tracy saying, we should totally name him. How about Folgers? You could go with Folgers. Maybe there'd be a plug for Folgers. You know, maybe I could get it sponsored. Maybe Folgers could pay me, you know, to put their brand up there and name the bird Folgers. You know, gotta pay the bills, folks. Good morning. Let's see here. There it is. Let's see what else. We got a lot of good mornings in there, and everyone's saying how much they're loving these cooler temperatures. Okay. Well, that was fun. There's George. Good morning, George. How you doing? All right, tell you what, let's go to the maps. But before we do that, we got to mention our sponsor. Remember I was talking about I got to pay the bills? Here's how I do it. We got sponsors, folks. We got sponsors. So, Coffee with Krueger is made possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. All right, let's take a look at those current conditions out there right now. But before we do that, take a look at the radar. It's great to see. Our friends up in Delnor County, Western Siskiyou County, you're seeing the rain this morning. It doesn't look like it's terribly heavy, but look at the thunderstorms that you saw move through southwestern Oregon around Bandon. Right? Now we're also starting to pick up on some, see how they were pretty strong before hitting the coast. So we could be still looking at the potential for some lightning strikes before the morning is over, especially for Delnor County. And then eventually those lightning strikes this morning, through the morning hours, will be kind of working their way eastward in Siskiyou County this morning. And as I mentioned, there could be a chance for an isolated lightning strike as well. So again, I mean, we're seeing some of the heavier rainfall. This is basically just kind of moving in this direction right here. So eventually Oric, McKinleyville, you may start to see some of these showers kicking in. But as you start heading south into Humboldt County, even through the day, the chances are not terribly strong. But sometime around midday, you start to see some showers down towards southern Humboldt County. But there you can see, this is where most of the showers are right now. This is just kind of some ground clutter. We're really not seeing any rain there. But it's mainly just to the west of Scott Valley. It looks like Scott Valley may be seeing some sprinkles as we speak, northwest of Wairika as well. But still fairly dry east of that, and of course dry in Modoc County. So we take a look at the temperatures out there right now, and well, get out there and enjoy it. I mean, it is just beautiful. And the thing is, it's not going to warm up a whole lot today. This is just one of those days where we're getting that little taste of fall. It's not there yet because we're going to heat up again the next few days, but I mean, these are just some gorgeous temperatures. All right, so here's your headlines. Possible mountain and coastal showers and even some thunderstorms today. And we're going to get in more detail on exactly where those are going to be and where we expect those for today. Should be cooler the rest of the week. However, I'll say this. Today is the peak of the cooling trend. Nice dip in the temperatures, and they're going to be working their way up as we approach the weekend before they work their way down again going into next week. So temperatures, again, that roller coaster ride, but no major heat waves in the forecast. This is the time of year when people ask me the question, are we done with the triple digits? And I always say we have to wait and see because we sometimes get those surprise heat waves toward the end of September, sometimes even early October. So it can happen sometimes as we go into fall, we can kind of get that just quick little heat wave that may pass through. So as it stands right now, I feel pretty good that most likely we could be looking at temperatures staying below 100 degrees for the foreseeable future. But I'd say it's not guaranteed at this point. I mean, come on. Mother Nature always has a way of surprising us, right? Hey, take a look at these wind gusts out there right now. They're not that bad, but you can see on the west slope or the west side of the valley in the foothills there, looks like it's a little gusty in some areas there. So you may be experiencing that. Now, I want to show you the fire potential. And this is something I showed you earlier, but I just want to stress that. So we are expected to see some heavy rainfall associated with some of these thunderstorms. However, this is always something we've got to be concerned about. I mean, you can go as much as 7 miles away from the main storm itself and you can get a lightning strike outside of the main rain core itself. Outside of the main rain core, you can get those lightning strikes. Those are dry lightning strikes. It's still dry out there, despite the fact that it's going to be raining. And yes, the humidity levels are higher, but we've got a lot of dry fuels out there. So we've got to be very careful. And there's nothing we can do about it, right? But obviously the firefighters will be watching that area. Meanwhile, we talk about all these areas in orange right here. That is the wind. And this is something I was talking about. So what happens is, as the winds go up the mountains, okay, not a problem. And the thing is, the winds are going to be gusty elsewhere. But because the humidity levels are up, we're not terribly concerned about the fire potential with that. However, the reason why these areas are shaded in orange is because these are on what we call the leeward side of the mountain. So you have the mountain doing this, right? So as the winds go up the mountain, that's not a concern. But as they go down the mountain, what happens is that air compresses, it heats up, and the air dries out. So with the combination of the gusty winds, the heat that's associated with that as it compresses, it dries out. And so that is elevating that fire weather risk, especially for eastern Lassen County and into parts of Plumas County southward, not to mention into Nevada as well. So, National Weather Service looking at the fire weather outlook, this area right here. See that? That's where we have that area in orange. That is elevated fire risk. And this is the critical fire risk, saying, hey, it is pretty darn dangerous with those gusty winds. So we don't expect any thunderstorms there. All right, so that's not the concern, it's the winds. So if a fire should start here, most likely it will be human caused. So we just, hopefully, right, that doesn't happen. We got to be extra careful. Also, there is a red flag warning that just touches extreme southeastern Lassen County, but most of those red flag warnings are into Nevada and also into southeastern portions of Oregon. So the winds, there it is. See those gusty winds for the valley coming in from the northwest, mainly those westerly winds. So this is what I was talking about. You've got that mountain chain right here. What happens? The wind goes up, not a problem. It goes down, heats up, compresses, right? And we see those dry conditions. So that's why we got that critical fire weather here, because of these winds gusting possibly 40, 50 miles per hour. That's a bit of a concern. And again, you're saying, but Mike, it's going to rain today, right? Not necessarily here. Most of the rain will be to the north of that. And you'll see that here on Futurecast here in a second. Because as we go into Thursday, yes, Thursday morning, still some gusty north winds for the valley, but those winds should start to die down as we go through the afternoon, but still a little breezy for your Thursday afternoon. Then we go into Friday. Friday morning, looks like another kind of a little wind event there, but should be much calmer going into Friday afternoon. So the humidity levels, let's talk about that. Okay, so today, remember I was talking about the winds are going to be gusty today, but because humidity is higher, not terribly concerned about the fire weather risk. Yes, that's the case for the valley, but as mentioned, it's the east there. So as we go into your Thursday, humidity levels dropping across the board for the most part. We may see some slightly elevated fire risk, but the winds by Thursday afternoon won't be that strong, and Friday afternoon won't be that strong either, but it will just be your typical dry and warmer conditions. Because keep in mind too, when you see those drier humidity levels, one of those reasons is because the temperatures are going to be going back up as well. So we've got this area of low pressure right here. I've been talking about it since Monday, and it's moving closer to us, and you can see the rain that's just beginning to approach. The Pacific Northwest, they're seeing the rain now, and so is Del Norte County, Western Siskiyou County, but that'll eventually kind of push eastward. So the Storm Prediction Center is putting all of these areas in green, saying, hey, all of these places have a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Now, for me, I'm thinking most of the thunderstorms will be right here. But we can't rule out a stray thunderstorm for northeastern Shasta County, northern Lassen County, and Del Norte County. We can't rule that out. But most of the thunderstorm activity will be in eastern Siskiyou and Modoc County is what I'm anticipating. And when we look at Futurecast, you'll clearly see that. Here's 9 o'clock this morning. See, the thunderstorms are popping up out towards western Siskiyou County this morning, right? And then, of course, that works its way down into southern Humboldt County. Then we push through to the noon hour, scattered sprinkles, light showers, nothing heavy. Maybe, just maybe, a stray thunderstorm in Trinity County, but I tell you what, I think it's mainly just going to be in the form of some light showers. Now we're seeing the thunderstorms popping up in eastern, especially northeastern Siskiyou County. Modoc County seeing those thunderstorms, but notice we're still seeing dry conditions, and we'll most likely see dry conditions through the day in the valley. Nothing for Bernie yet, nothing for northern Lassen County just yet either. But then as we progress into the early afternoon hours, you see what's happening? Now we're kind of getting that main front kind of pushing eastward. So the valley will be shadowed by this storm system, meaning showers for Trinity County, which are very light and very weak. And then we tend to, because of the mountains here, that kind of shadows us. And then what happens is we see dry conditions as a result, and really mainly sunny skies too. But you look around you in the valley, you're going to see all the clouds, and you're going to see even some showers out there. But there you can see some showers developing in eastern Tehama County and eastern and northeastern Shasta County as well. And maybe even a stray thunderstorm near Bernie. But see where most of the thunderstorms now are at 2 o'clock this afternoon? Extreme eastern Siskiyou, all of Modoc. Then we go into Wednesday today. Now we're seeing the bulk of the activity kind of starting to push out of the region. This eastern Modoc, northeastern Lassen County, they're seeing those showers and thunderstorms, and maybe a few stray sprinkles, light showers elsewhere, but it's really wrapping up as we go into the evening and overnight hours. By 10 o'clock tonight, it's all gone. And clearing skies tonight into tomorrow morning as well. And also looking at, of course, the clearing skies for the coast. The coast, you're going to see more sunshine as we go into your Thursday and even Friday. And some of that morning fog, but it will most likely burn off even into Friday afternoon as well. Forecast rain totals, take all of this with a grain of salt. Here's what I got to say about this. If Alturas, if you see a thunderstorm move over you or more than one, you're going to see more than 11/100ths of an inch of rainfall. It just depends on where these thunderstorms develop. The areas that see thunderstorms could see upwards of 1/4 of an inch or more. For areas that don't see thunderstorms, maybe some moderate rainfall, maybe upwards of 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. If you don't even see any moderate rain, just some passing sprinkles and light showers, maybe a trace to 1/100th. So it just depends on where you are and where these thunderstorms develop. But you can see it looks like that's looking pretty good. I mean, we're starting the morning off with showers, and some of those will be moderate to heavy with those thunderstorms. And then it'll push off to the east. Nothing being reported and nothing being recorded most likely for the valley. And, even Chester could maybe get caught up in a stray sprinkle or a light shower. So let's take a look at the long range. Now, here's the thing. The forecast model that we're looking at is what we call the GFS forecast model. It's the American forecast model. Now, Sunday, and then there's another forecast model that we look at called the European forecast model. Now, Sunday, the European forecast model has us completely dry. But look at the GFS. It's actually got some showers for parts of Northern California. Then take a look at Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Not a drop of rain. Looks like maybe a little bit here developing into Wednesday, especially down to the south and east. The European forecast model is actually fairly aggressive with some rain on Monday of next week. And then maybe a few showers coming into possibly Tuesday, Wednesday of next week too. So there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of discrepancies in the long-range forecast models as far as next week's chances for rain. So for now, I'm doing what I call a broad brush forecast. And it's more of a stay tuned if you have outdoor plans, because you could be dealing with some wet weather in some areas here as early as Sunday, really. But it's looking more like a Monday possibly, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, just some slight chances in there. But overall, the Climate Prediction Center is producing the wetter than normal category, but it's in the light shades of green. So what that means is this area right here is basically saying, you know what, probably won't see the rain, near normal, really. So this is just saying, hey, there's a slight chance we could see above normal rainfall in some areas, in the area shaded in green. So this is not a big deal here. So don't look at this and go, well, look at all of that rain. No, that's not what that's saying. That's just saying, hey, listen, there's a chance that some of these areas could see above normal rainfall, but not necessarily every area. Here's a nice trough of low pressure that's giving us the cooler temperatures, but also the winds. This has characteristics of an inside slider, but an inside slider moves from northwest to southeast. This one isn't, but it is still going to give us those gusty winds today into tomorrow morning. By Thursday, Friday, that kicks off to the north and east. The winds die down, temperatures increase as we go into Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. This little cooler of air that's hiding behind a hidden graphic there is going to be moving down to the south. There it is. And the thing is, look how much deeper this cooler air is moving down. This is going to support the potential for 70s. Yes, you heard me right. 70s in the valley. I'm not talking about the decade, folks. I'm talking about temperatures. But 70s, right? So it's going to be nice and cool. But this could also maybe tap into a little bit of moisture and give us some showers as early as Sunday evening, Sunday night, into Monday. But then this scoots on out of here. Now look what happens. Look what's going on over here. We have another little shot here. Now this is the first time I've seen this in the long-range forecast models. This very well may not even happen, but this could potentially help to bring us a chance for some of those showers again as we go to the middle and latter part of next week. But this warmer air is going to try to build in. So as it does that, we'll see another slight increase in our temperatures, but not upper 90s and not triple digits. That's not what we're seeing here at this point. So we're looking at the long range temperature outlook, climate prediction center, the cooler, the normal conditions. And again, same story here with as far as what these colors mean. This doesn't mean there's going to be a big old cool spot right here. It's going to be super cool. It's just saying, hey, there's a better chance of seeing below normal temperatures. As you get into the lighter shades of blue, a smaller chance of seeing below normal temperatures. But most likely, our temperatures will be below normal. And you can see that on the 10-day trend for Reading, just to kind of give you an example. In fact, the next 10 days, including Friday, right at 93, will actually be below normal. But we are seeing a spike in our temperatures Friday and Saturday before we see another big dip in our temperatures. These are the 70s I was talking about for early next week, but they'll gradually kind of tick their way back up. But still, even though it's warming up by Friday, you're only to 87 degrees instead of that normal 94. So that's why, again, taking it back to this map, that's why it's putting us in that cooler than normal category. All right, let's go ahead and, of course, take a look at that again. We're going to take you, I just wanted to kind of just illustrate that again. All right, so here you have the wave heights. They're fairly low here for today. But as that storm system approaches and kind of moves through, we may start to see those wave heights really start to increase. Now, as of right now, there are also no small craft advisories, but that may change here as we go into tomorrow. Just the showers, maybe some thunderstorms, winds from the southwest at 5 to 10 knots, and your waves from the northwest at 2 feet at about 8 seconds. All right, so here's your forecast for today. Trinity County, showers. I don't anticipate any thunderstorms for you. Don't be surprised if maybe around Coffee Creek Trinity Center, maybe you hear some rumbles of thunder, but overall, just a stray sprinkle light shower. And many of you throughout the day may not even see a drop of rain. But what you will notice, much cooler temperatures. That's what everyone's going to experience, much cooler temperatures. Low 60s for the central and south end of Trinity County. And then, of course, it's dry, warming up before we see another chance for showers by early next week. All right, here's your North Coast neighborhood forecast. Southern Humboldt County, 74 degrees for Garberville, could see a shower. Now, I don't anticipate any thunderstorms for southern Humboldt County, but you can see here around Shelter Cove, Honeydew, Red Crest, yeah, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. So as you start heading north, better and better chances of seeing thunderstorms, but I expect places like Del Norte could see the better chances this morning in particular. And by the way, these lightning strikes, if you see any, they're going to be in the morning, through the morning hours. By the afternoon, it's just stray showers and sprinkles. And then it's dry for the rest of the week through the weekend, and then maybe some more showers coming in next Monday and Tuesday. Let's take you up to the north, 62 for Eureka, 60 out in McKinleyville, maybe some of those morning showers and thunderstorms, just some afternoon showers and sprinkles. 58 degrees for Gasquet, 68 degrees for Orleans, drying out for Thursday through the weekend, and then another chance for showers by Monday and Tuesday. Here's your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. Again, chance for showers and thunderstorms, especially this morning west of I-5. Going through the afternoon east of I-5, you can see those thunderstorms here, and of course the drier conditions by Thursday through the weekend, and chances for showers Monday, Tuesday. This morning, Scott Valley, chances for showers and thunderstorms. By the afternoon, mainly in the form of a passing sprinkle or a light shower. Central and eastern Siskiyou County, by around midday, chances for thunderstorms. Through the afternoon, chances for thunderstorms. And then it dries out later tonight and into tomorrow before we see our next chance for showers, and much cooler by next week. Maybe some snow in some of the higher elevations. Be interesting. 63 degrees for Newell. And so with Modoc County, the chances for thunderstorms will mainly be around midday through the afternoon. By the evening, most of those showers and thunderstorms will be gone. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast. So again, you're seeing the word hazy in here. That's again because most of these areas are going to be dry in central and southern Lassen County. So looks like you're going to be looking at maybe some blowing dust that could create some haze, but otherwise sunny skies, partly cloudy skies really. So what you're seeing here for Bernie, if you look closely, there should be some showers in there. Yep, there we go. Yeah, you kind of have to look closely. But we can see some stray showers in Bernie and an off chance for a thunderstorm. Same thing for Montgomery Creek, Viola, Shingletown, Paynes Creek, all seeing that chance for showers and maybe an off chance for a thunderstorm. East of that, we'll see. It's kind of going to be borderline, right? I mean, you can see here for places like Lassen Park and Chester, again, kind of in that hazy category for today, but I think most of the haze and that blowing dust will be around Susanville eastward. I don't think we're going to see as much as you head down towards Greenville, Quincy, but maybe to the south around Kronberg and Portola. But there you can see Paradise, your drive today, looking at temperatures in the low 80s by the weekend, and then temperatures dropping with that chance for showers here, and chance for showers in Susanville for early next week. Here's your Valley neighborhood forecast to the south. So dry conditions. Okay, so Red Bluff, beautiful, right? 85 degrees. But those winds sustained at about 7 miles per hour this afternoon, but we could see those gusts possibly upwards of 20, even 30 miles per hour. 83 degrees for the city of Shasta Lake, 83 for Cottonwood, and Whiskeytown, about 78 degrees. Let's take a look at your 7-day outlook for Redding, and temperatures will slowly increase after today. Low 90s for Friday and Saturday, and then there you can see temperatures dropping by Sunday. Now, again, a broad brush forecast here with the word chance in there for Monday, Tuesday. At this point, I wouldn't count on it. I'm just seeing a lot of discrepancy in the forecast models. But like I said, the European forecast model is super aggressive with that rain on Monday. The GFS, not so aggressive. So we'll see. It's one of those wait and see and stay tuned type of forecasts because it could impact some of your outdoor plans by Monday. But over the weekend, not so much. Should be beautiful on Sunday with a high of about 82 degrees. I'm loving these temperatures today, but you're not going to love them so much as we get later in the week because they're going to go back up into the 90s, low 90s, but at least still getting warm again. So we're getting that little taste of fall here. Mother Nature trying to trick us a little bit, but then they go back up, but then they go back down again, and even cooler by next week. Monday, Tuesday, temperatures in the 70s. I tell you what, that's awesome. Chappie saying, wow, 70s, love it, absolutely. Tracy saying, be safe and have fun. Off to hike Mount Shasta. Ooh, Catherine. Just know that you're going to be dealing with the potential for thunderstorms. So you can say, fingers crossed, that the thunderstorms hold off, but I'd bring a poncho. I'd bring something to keep you dry because you may get caught under a downpour. And on top of that, lightning strikes. And so just be sure to take cover if a thunderstorm heads your way. And at the very least, you'll hear those rumbles of thunder off in the distance here through the afternoon. But I'm jealous. I'm envious. I always love a good hike in the Mount Shasta area. Love it out there. Great hikes. Great hikes for all of Northern California. Let's be honest. I mean, come on. We live in one of the best places on the planet as far as I'm concerned. If you're an outdoor enthusiast, you can't. I just love it out here. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, let's see if our friend, let's call him George. I like that. I like George. Let's see if George is there. I'm going to go ahead and pop this up. We can take this name off here. Let's pop up George. Let's see what George is up to, if he's even out there. Oh, George is gone, but I'm still going to show you the camera because this is kind of interesting to show. So remember, we were looking at the radar, and we'll look at the radar here right after this. But look at Crescent City. I mean, there's raindrops on the camera. We're seeing the wet pavement. We're beginning to see more puddles develop. Looks like the rain is just a little bit heavier. And as we take a look at, let's take a look at the analysis now. Get out of there, and get out of there. And look at that. Ooh, yeah, it is coming down a little bit. Here you can see around Crescent City, extreme northern Humboldt County is seeing some of that, but there you can see Klamath Glen, Haupaw, Camp Klamath, False Klamath. But look at that. We just kind of ride up the coast here. There's Highway 101 going up to Crescent City. You're seeing some decent rain coming out there. Up towards Hiuchi, I believe is how you'd say that. We're getting to some of these names that sometimes I have a hard time pronouncing them. But here you can see in central Del Norte County, you're seeing some pretty good rainfall coming at it. Let me switch the radar. Sometimes you get a little bit better signal coming out of BHX. There we go. Now it looks like it's about the same. But we are picking up on some more showers around Oric. So with that said, just south of that, right here, it looks like, yeah, is that it? I believe that's it. That might be where Elk Country, I think that's where Elk Country is right there. And that's where this camera is. And it looks like, yeah. So look at the car there. You see the dry spot under the car, but then the pavement's a little darker around it. Looks like some light rain has made its way into Elk Country just north of Trinidad. So again, we take you back to the radar, and we're seeing some wet weather there. Let's take you to the south. Let's see if there's, so if you look to the south here, well, yeah, because it's around north of Big Lagoon. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, it looks like, I believe, right there in the center of your screen there, where that range is kind of, where it goes from rain to dry conditions, around there is where that camera we were just looking at. And there's Big Lagoon. And you can see, of course, the showers just off to the west there, Patrick's Point, Trinidad, some light showers. But you see how it's kind of dropping off. So you have this, and I'll see if I can do a little illustration here. You have, not black, let's do white. I got to change a few things here, a little setting here. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, okay. There you go. So, oh, come on. Jeez. All right, so you can see the angle here. That's the main cold front. It's a weak one, but that's typical. And so that's all kind of just pushing eastward. So that's why later on today, you're going to be looking at, McKinleyville, Eureka, seeing some showers, Fortuna, Rio Del, southward into southern Humboldt County as well. And then eventually making its way into Trinity County, seeing some of those showers. But yeah, this is nice to see. Some good rain coming on through here. We'll certainly take it. And let's see here. We're getting close to, are we getting close to where the fire is? The Boise fire? Yeah, I think so. Tell you what, I'm going to go into show prep here. I'm going to go over here. And this, what we can do is this. I'm going to go in here, and here's the cool part. Let's go ahead and throw in the Boise fire. Okay, it's not in the Boise fire just yet. There it is. I thought it was somewhere near it, but I don't think the heavier rainfall is going to move over the Boise fire, but you'll at least see some showers, most likely kind of kicking in at that point. So it should be interesting. Chappie saying George is my grandfather's name. He was a silly old man, a sweetheart. Pouring in Klamath Glen. Oh, thank you, Helen, for that report. Let's take a look at it. Are we looking at the most recent data? No, we are not. Yes, we are. Never mind. Okay, there it is. Klamath Glen. There it is. Yeah, you got. So radar really not picking up on that, but maybe you're kind of just north of where that word Klamath Glen says. So that orange and red is true to the radar and what's happening out there. That the yellows and oranges and reds indicating some of the heavier rainfall. So, yeehaw! Right. Let's bring on the rain. Look at this heavy band of rain. Very rural area with that heavy band of rainfall with the reds there that you're seeing here. And that is going to be just basically kicking itself off to the east here throughout the rest of the morning. And of course, it's going to change shape. It'll probably either increase in intensity or break down in intensity, depending on what's going on with that mountainous terrain there. So that can kind of really have an impact on it. And some of the light showers that we're seeing right now on Highway 96. Let's see if we have any. There's Soames Bar. Let's kind of move up Highway 96. Not much. There's Cottage Grove. We go to Clear Creek. Keep going up to Happy Camp. Happy Camp is dry at this point. Side Valley. But we go to Scott Bar, Horse Creek, Klamath River. Looks like just starting to see some of those showers approaching Looks like Greenview, you've got a sprinkle just to the west of you. You might be looking off to the west and could see maybe some of the showers coming down off the mountains there. Fort Jones, you're dry right now. So is Etna, but you got some showers that are just coming up over the mountains. That'll be working your way, and you'll eventually see some sprinkles and light showers here in the next hour or so. And just south of Callahan, but coming in from your west, the Trinity Alps there, you of course have got, or maybe the Marble Mountains. I always get confused exactly where the Trinity Alps and Marble Mountains meet, but you got off the mountains there coming in and working their way eastward, so it should be interesting there. Always fun to just kind of take a look at the radar, see what's going on, and see what's going on for you this morning. Oh, Helen Brunson in Klamath Glen saying 0.33 inches since it started. That is awesome. So remember what I was saying earlier in my forecast. Helen, let's go ahead and put you up there. Remember what I was saying earlier in my forecast is that there are some areas that, just like Helen is experiencing, that will see a quarter of an inch or more, already over a quarter of an inch for you. But then there are other areas that will see a trace to a few hundredths of an inch of rainfall, and somewhere in between where the highest amount of rainfall is and the lowest amount of rainfall is too, right? It just depends on where you lie under any of these storms. Any of these storms kind of pushing on through. The valley, of course, nothing. I don't anticipate nothing with the exception of maybe a sprinkle around Redding, but that's going to be the extent of it. So this really does help illustrate, and thank you, Helen, for that report there, because that really does help to illustrate what's going on here. And the microclimates out here can really wreak havoc on a forecast, let me tell you. Let me tell you, it can wreak havoc like nobody's business, especially when you're talking rain. And when these storm systems have to ride over these mountain ranges, boy, these mountain ranges can have a big impact. It can really, especially if the storm system's not that strong, a lot of times these mountain ranges can just break apart and eat away at these storms, and they just kind of die out. So by the time they make it their way into the valley, there's a whole lot of nothing left over. So let's hope we can get some of that heavy rainfall over the Boise fire. That would be phenomenal. Last check on the Boise fire, it is, what was it, 80? Well, it's there. I think it was 83% containment. You just saw it there on the bottom of your screen. You can see it there. So that's kind of fun. Is the audio doing? It looks like the audio is doing some weird stuff. Is it? I'm not sure. Maybe not. What is there? What's going on here? I'm just gonna throw on. There, I think it was 83% containment. You just saw it there on the bottom of your screen. No. There. So that's kind of fun. Is the audio doing? It looks like the audio is doing some weird stuff. Is it? I'm not sure. I guess not. My audio meters are spiking a little bit when I'm not speaking. I apologize for that, but okay. Thank you, Tracy. I was just wondering because my audio levels are doing some weird spikes here, and it's kind of confusing me a little bit. So, but the audio sounds clear. All right, good. So, looks like we're good. So just wanted to kind of show you some of the radar there real quickly, and that's always fun. By the way, if you're just checking in, you're like, hey, I just missed the forecast. Not a problem, my friends. All you got to do is this. All you got to do is go to, let's take you back home. Go to weathernorcal.com, and you'll see at the very top on the menu, it says Coffee with Krueger. You can click on that. You can also click on the banner that says Coffee with Krueger, weekday mornings at 7 o'clock in the morning. And there you can see yesterday's Coffee with Krueger right there. Sometimes it doesn't pick the best thumbnail, so I'm doing some kind of weird laugh there. But you can always check in and watch that if it's 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. You can always watch Coffee with Krueger, even because it's recording as we speak. And then once I'm done, I stop the recording and then I upload it to the website. So check it out. And of course, it goes to the YouTube and all. It goes to YouTube, not the YouTube. Makes me sound like an old man. You say that, right? Well, it goes to YouTube as well. And of course, you can watch it on your phone through the app. And of course, the live 24-hour streaming channel on your app, that works, right? But we don't need to go into that. So there's a look at the radar again real quickly. We are going to leave you with the radar and some cameras around the area. And in the meantime, you have yourselves a beautiful day. Enjoy this cooler weather while it lasts, because it will be warming up later in the week. And we will see you bright and early tomorrow morning for the recorded version of my weather forecast at 6 a.m. You can watch it then. Also, of course, Coffee with Krueger at 7 a.m. Till then, have a great day.